and MacKinnon sitting in a tree. Welcome in to the DNVR Avalanche Podcast, live from the Toyota Lounge, powered by your Front Range Toyota dealerships and presented by Bet365. We've got AJ and Rudo coming to you on an Avalanche off day. We'll be talking MacKinnon and Necas. We'll be talking other Avalanche angles, maybe even some standing. Who knows? We'll get into a little bit of everything today. Did want to start off with this, AJ.
Mm-hmm.
Are people making something out of nothing with this Mackenzie Blackwood reassignment?
You'll have to educate me. I know that he was reassigned on a conditioning.
He was reassigned. The way the Colorado Eagles worded the tweet that he was reassigned to them made it seem like he was reassigned exclusively to participate in full practices and not necessarily play AHL games.
Okay.
That's the extent of it.
So then I guess my answer to your question would be, yeah. If you're making anything of that, then
okay.
Yeah.
I thought so too.
I know. I just, whatever they want to do. If he wants to practice down there, they want him to play a game. Whatever, man. Yep. I don't care. He needs to get a little bit of action before he jumps back into an NHL game. But whatever that looks like is fine.
Do we have a realistic?
I guess. Well, I guess my follow-up question here would be that is the concern that he's only going down there to practice and that he's not like ready for action, like ready to play.
Yeah, I think that's the general vibe I was getting is. The initial reassignment, people assumed he was going to play a game or two and then would be good to go. Maybe you're targeting the back-to-back coming next weekend for his return or something like that. But if he's not playing AHL games, maybe he's a little bit further away. I think people are just unsure of what the timeline is. I'll put it to you that way.
I think that I think the uncertainty there is fair.
Yeah.
You know, like it's been sort of a strange process. We don't hear anything about it. He has surgery in May. We hear nothing about it all summer. And then first day of media day, we roll in and it was like, oh, well, Blackwood tweaked something, which made it sound like this wasn't his original surgery recovery timeline, that in the lead up to training camp, something had happened. And then, all right, well, you might miss the first week of the season. All right, well, we're at a week.
True.
Now what? And so it just sort of feels a little odd at the moment, but I mean, I guess I'm just not thinking that much about it.
Yeah.
If they want him to play, then great.
Particularly given how Wedgwood has played through 4 games of the season, you're in no rush for sure.
Yeah. So. Yeah, you're really not in a rush, and you don't have like the toughest competition, and you should be able to trust Trent Miner with a game or two coming up.
That was going to be one of my follow-up questions. Do you think he gets into a game? Is it really that back-to-back that would be his first real opportunity, or do you try to get him in earlier than that?
I think the answer to that is going to depend a lot on Blackwood, because if it really is like Blackwood is just there to practice, or if Blackwood is there to play, because their next games, I think you mentioned it, their next games aren't until this weekend, right?
Yeah.
So, you know,
we'll see.
Yeah, you look at the schedule, and I don't know. I would probably get him in before that back-to-back.
Okay.
I don't think it would be the Carolina game. That feels cruel, but like
one of the Boston games or something.
Yeah. I think Boston in particular, it's a home game. It's Boston. Like, no offense. Like, they're just not.
Yeah.
Like, you're typically trying to get backups into like your easier scheduled games. And coming up, you have Columbus. You could put them in for that one. That would be fine. But with the 2-day break, it's the perfect excuse to continue rolling with Wedgwood.
Yeah.
And then Boston, and then you have another 2-day break. Like, giving Wedgwood Saturday off, it's the easier opponent because then you have Utah and Carolina before you get to when they're here in New England next weekend, like the weekend after this.
Yep.
So I think Boston this weekend is the perfect Trent Miner game if they don't even want to do it tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm good with it. I certainly think the Avs should be in a place where they feel comfortable doing it. Obviously, you're trying to win every game, but you do want to keep some level of balance there. You don't want to, if it ends up being a little bit longer for Blackwood, you don't want Wedgwood to play 15 straight games to start the year or something crazy and run that risk of having goaltender problems all year.
Yeah, and we talked about this last year when they were running out a lot of Alexander Georgiev. I guess the last 2 years when they were playing a lot of Georgiev, and it was, he played like the first 9 games or something, but they had a lot of breaks in between those games, a lot of days off. That's not the case this year. They have a lot of, with the condensed schedule, they don't have that option.
There's some 2-day breaks, but not a ton of real proper time off.
Yeah. I thought the Buffalo game was the perfect game to play Miner. I would have played Trent Miner yesterday.
Probably would have been fine given how many times Buffalo missed the net. So,
oh my goodness, man, they just weren't very dangerous. Like, you look at all that at the end of it, and you're like, oof, Scott Wedgwood didn't have to work very hard. And the one that he got beat on, he shouldn't have gotten beat on. Anyway, did
it hit off Taves or not? Because
I couldn't really tell. I tried to frame by frame it, and I was like, even if it does, it doesn't do it enough that you're like, you just shouldn't have gotten beat on that. The accidental Taves screen, it being Tage Thompson, it's fine. It's fine.
You gave up one. I don't care. One goes in on you.
Totally.
Whatever.
You could have a Vesa Toskala goal go in on you every single game. I don't care. As long as you hold it to one.
Yep.
I do not care.
Yep. Agreed on that.
Anyway, no, I think that while we're talking about Miner and Wedgwood, I made a point of this in today's Studs and Duds, which you should absolutely go read, obviously. But do you remember how last season started, Rudo?
First 4 games? Mean? Yeah.
Do you remember how many goals they gave up in those 4 games?
Well, let's see. They gave up 8 in the first one. Was it 5 or 6 to Minnesota, I think? I can't remember really beyond that. So it must have been something like 20 goals in the first 4 games.
You undershot it. It was 25 goals in 4 games.
That's so many.
They've given up 7 goals. Yep. I'm obviously not counting the extra
7 goals and a shootout bonus goal. Yeah.
Yeah. They've given up 7 goals in 4 games. Wedgwood has.
Pretty good.
Versus 25 in 4 games last year. And the 2 goaltenders, Georgiev and Ananen, gave up 7 on opening night.
Yep.
Combined.
Yeah.
So, a little different. It's a little different. Much easier to go 3-0-1 when your goaltending is giving you that kind of chance.
Yeah. It's interesting, too, because you definitely needed it against Utah. You don't feel like you needed it as much against LA on opening night. And this Buffalo game kind of feels a little bit in between, where Wedgwood had to make the saves he needed to make, but wasn't that crazy dangerous of a game. So
I think his best save happened like immediately. The play off the boards where he kicked away the puck away from Tage Thompson, who was trying to bring it to his backhand.
Yep.
That was because it's reactionary. He sees the puck down there and he just pops it out, and that was awesome. I thought that was his best save. the best beyond that, like the other thing that he did was he just didn't fold when the puck was right around him and his feet in the crease area. He didn't, nothing silly. He didn't get crazy with it. Like, because Buffalo had a number of opportunities right around the goal.
Yep.
Some of those goal mouth scrambles where it's like anything can happen. Those were arguably his toughest saves the rest of the way.
And he was pretty steady with them. So
yeah, he was fine. The puck didn't go in. Didn't have to, no like a defenseman had to pull a puck off the goal line. None of those things happened. It was really like the volume was there for Buffalo, especially early on, and then as they gave up on themselves, as they are wont to do, like his job just got easier and easier.
Part of it, I think, was the pace. Buffalo, or rather the Avalanche, turned what could have been a number of odd man rushes into even man situations with getting back well. Is that Buffalo being slow or whatever, but the Avs back checking was very strong for that. Especially the third period was ridiculously good from the Avs. But
I could do a whole segment, I think, on how pathetic it was from the Sabres yesterday, and how being a Sabres fan has to feel awful. Like the season starts and you're like, hey, like I don't have reason to believe, but I'm a sports fan, so I'm a sucker. So maybe this is the year, right? Like,
and you're immediately 0-3 and your team is quitting on close games. Yeah.
Well, and like they've scored 2 goals in 3 games, and one of them was like a goofy wrister from the point by Tage. And you watch, I think the goal that really broke me watching it, where I was just like, this is the most toxic, like dump of an environment possible. It's the Makar goal. It's a bad turnover from Dahlin. There's no getting right. It's a bad turnover.
Cruises in from the blue line. Just
and it's a bad turnover. And Byram had made the same turnover in the first period, and they got bailed out because Jack Drury, it bounced away from him, and then he committed a penalty, like the ultimate bailout of that situation. This didn't happen that time. Nichushkin put himself in such a position that he could only make the pass, and both Dahlin and Byram go to defend Makar,
and it still gets
neither
through.
one of them, neither one of them actually does anything. Byram doesn't put the stick down. He doesn't try and put his body in the way. He just is like kind of reaches out a little bit. It's so lazy and pathetic. And I was just like, it's 3 games in and they've given up.
Yep,
they're not even taking this seriously, and these are their best players. Mm-hmm. And they're not even taking this seriously. This is a joke.
Tough spot to be.
That's embarrassing, man.
Certainly.
It was embarrassing. I wanted to give a Buffalo fan a hug.
They all left the building by then, so.
True. I mean, there was a lot of Avs fans by the time Necas scored the goal that didn't count.
Empty in that third period.
I get it, man.
I want to take a contract conversation angle, but I want it to be a different one than the one we've already done 15 times this year. Just in the sense that Lane Hutson ends up signing for under $9 million on an 8-year deal. Is there any relevance to Cale Makar's next deal there at all, or is that just okay?
No, I think the relevance was the McDavid deal, and it was him taking so much less than he could have gotten, and saying, "I'm saving money because I want
to win." Yeah,
I want the extra that extra few million to go
to Jake Wallman, apparently
to teammates. I want them to be able to sign some good players, and I want them to be able to build a good team around me, because I can't do it alone. So I think that there's I've reported on this already. Cale Makar had a blank check on his last contract, and he already did this. He went into management and he sat down and said, "What do I need to do?"
3 days later,
what do we have coming
the best contract in the league.
And was it even 3 days? Because
it might have been
like Seth Jones
hours,
and Darnell Nurse, it was seriously like that cluster of contracts where it was like they all got signed, and you were like, Cale Makar is already a steal?
Yeah.
Like everybody makes the joke about, the ink hadn't even dried. It may not have before Cale Makar became a steal. Just relative. I think Cale Makar is going to be a steal at any price, but relative to his peers in that market, wow. So that I think that the Lane Hutson deal was great. Also, the way that Montreal's management immediately weaponized Connor McDavid is a path forward for every GM out there. For every player that wants to maximize his worth, every GM is going to go, well, look what McDavid did, which is why it was such a grubby thing for him to do to other players. Yep. Great for Edmonton, great leadership on his part, like so many good things about it. But that hurts it hurts other players. It just does.
It does. But then, the player fires back with, well, look at Kaprizov. And
well, Minnesota could afford that. They don't have anything really coming up. Anyway, it's all good.
True. We do need to take our first break of the show, so let's jump over and make sure we are doing that, as we are brought to you by the official craft beer of DNVR. That is Breckenridge Brewery. You guys know we love Breck Brew over here. They have been making beer for over 33 years now, and they know what they're doing. It all comes down to their love and passion for making good beer. They have a beer for any occasion, and there's no better way to watch a game than having some Breck Brew in your hand. You can check out Breck Brew's new West Coast style IPA, Ridge Runner. They have tons of other flavors too. Of course, I'm always a fan of the Avalanche Amber, but they have the Mile High City, the Broncos Country Pale Ale, Funslinger. They even have Good Company hard seltzers. So you're looking for something to drink during the game or just hanging out, Breck Brew is a great choice. You can check out their beer locator online at breckbrew.com to find Breck Brew near you. They're available in all 50 states now, so you should be able to get some. Again, flavors for everybody, dozens of different beers to try with Breck Brew. Go get with them. You can also check out their merch store at breckbrew.com. Once you got yourself some delicious craft beer from Breck Brew, maybe save the Breck Brew until after your Volo sports event. You can go to the bar after you've exercised and enjoy yourself a little bit. Volo is Denver's most popular provider of adult social sports leagues, pickup games, and events. I'm in a kickball league right now, and I'm terrible at it, but I'm pretty okay at the flip cup stuff we do after. That I do all right with. They have tons of different sports, including soccer, volleyball, pickleball, basketball, cornhole, and even more. They're all over the city of Denver, Lodo, Rhino, Highland, City Park, Cherry Creek, South Broadway, and pretty much everywhere else. Even if you're not in Denver, if you're in a reasonably populated city, they probably have a Volo chapter that you can get in with. It's a great way to meet new people, make friends, and be social, as well as a way to get more active in a fun way. Players can sign up as a free agent, small group, or full team, and all ability levels and backgrounds are welcome to join. And if you're here in Denver, use code DNVR10 to get $10 off any Volo Denver league. Get with Volo Sports today. Second period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast. We're talking about Makar. I do want to talk a little bit more about the Avs defense. AJ, 2 games in. Any thoughts on Solovyov?
Work to do there. It's so this was such a hard situation.
Yeah.
He gets claimed. He can't really practice with the team with the immigration
he's
stuff.
Around the team but can't get on the ice.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. He's not allowed to be a part of all of it. And then he gets in there, Sam Girard gets hurt, and immediately he's in the lineup.
Yep.
That's a tough ask. And his first game, he loses coverage on the only shift that he has with Brent Burns, and they give up a goal.
Yep.
And then he and Malinsky got their head kicked in yesterday.
Yeah.
I wrote about this in Studs and Duds. They played less than 9 minutes of 5v5 time together. Shot attempts were 14-3 in favor of Buffalo. Yike. That's super unencouraging.
Not good.
But you look at the individual stuff, I think the conditioning has been a bit of a concern. But he moves well for a guy his size, and he's been willing to jump into the offense as
noticed him a couple times in that Buffalo game.
Yeah, he's jumped into it as it's been there. He hasn't tried to force it. He hasn't gone out of his way to do it. They've been in situations that they've made sense, and they haven't turned into problems the other direction. So that tells you he's picking good spots. I think he reads the ice pretty well. He's a simple pass kind of guy, and he's tried to make a couple of stretch passes that turned into icings where you were like, okay, might be playing outside your limitations there a little bit, pal. But I want to see, it's a really hard situation that he's in, because this is not an established NHLer as is. This isn't a guy with, this isn't like acquiring a veteran at the deadline who's got 500 NHL games where it's like you just drop him in, he understands how to play the game. The speed does not overwhelm him. Yeah, there's adjustments to playing in Colorado, but not in the NHL. He's trying to do all of it at the same time. So it's I'm giving some grace here. I don't think it's been atrocious or anything. But I'm not sitting here going, wow, this is a core piece. You can move Sam Malinsky now because you have this guy.
Sure.
You know, nothing like this. It just, I don't think it's that.
How do you see this bottom 4D playing out with Girard week to week? So we're not expecting him back soon, because we kind of saw a pretty chaotic game yesterday where they kind of tried the Manson-Burns pairing. They kind of, when Solovyov was getting skipped, they put Malinsky with Burns, but sometimes it was Burns on the left. Sometimes it was Malinsky on the left. It just felt like they were throwing everything at the wall.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Frankly, it's been that way for 2 games.
Yeah.
Brett Burns went from having, oh, hey, Sam Girard's on that side, and they produced really solid results through 2 games, to,
yeah,
this is chaos. Like, the whole reason that Sam Malinsky was on the left side to begin with is because they were like, well, Josh Manson and Brent Burns are old. We're not going to ask him to, we're not teaching an old dog a new trick now. 2 games into the season. Yeah, exactly. They were like, well, we're teaching an old dog some new tricks. That's what we're doing here. So it was, it's kind of an awkward fit right now. We knew it was going to be sort of an awkward fit going in. We didn't expect that Sam Girard was going to get hurt immediately.
Thought someone was moving tables around at the bar.
Yikes. Go ahead, intense.
AJ. I'm just going to mute us for just a second.
Holy moly. So, no, it is, as Toyota Chat says, defense is stressing me out right now. Jackie Moon, good call. It's stressing all of us out a little bit, but they're playing fine.
Yeah.
Like, on the whole, they're not bleeding scoring chances and high danger chances on the whole here. They've actually, like, the one team that has actually kind of had their way with them a little bit was Utah.
They're probably the Avs' worst mechanical game of the bunch.
Oh, easily. By far their worst. So I think that, you are looking at their situation, and like, you just could not afford an injury to one of the 2 guys on the left side. Yeah. Like, you're not built to replace Cale Makar, but like, in terms of like a righty replacing a righty, any of the guys that got hurt on your right side, you were going to be able to replace.
It's super easy to just slide Malinsky over.
Exactly. Like, it's a drag and drop. And on the left side now, you're kind of like, okay, this isn't what you're built for. It's like the one real roster flaw that you have. And we knew that going into the start of the year. This was like their one, like, there were question marks. Do they have a 4th line center? Do they have a 3rd? Could Jack Drury play 3C? All these things. But like, can they handle this part of their defense that one of their righties has to play on the left side now? And now they're doing it. Their whole top 4 is predicated on that.
Yeah.
And so that's a concern. It hasn't been bad. It just hasn't been like, they haven't locked it down. They haven't been quite as okay. Let me try this again. The quantity that they have allowed has not been good.
Sure.
But the quality has been really
fine.
good.
Yeah. Not a lot of high danger stuff coming in against them
Which
this
is
year.
The opposite of what they had last year, where they would shut a team down completely, but the 3 chances they would give up would be royal road passes for tap-in goals on the back door, where you're like, God, come on. Like, it was so frustrating. That hasn't happened this year. You go and you look at where the chances have come.
A little bit in the Dallas game
for other teams.
Yeah, I agree.
And like, you're right. And you look at the Nathan Bastian goal. What happens? That's the Solovyov Brent Burns shift.
Yep.
They have a breakdown in communication. They've never played together. Solovyov gets totally lost.
Yep.
Does not know what he's supposed to be doing there. And you're just like, that's a tough spot to be in. Like, that's a really bad situation.
Yep.
But the difference overall in them locking it down right in front of the net overall, because that's the only goal that you're really looking at and saying
they fell apart on it. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, help a guy, even the breakaway by Wyatt Johnston, in the Dallas game. That's a
just don't shoot it into the first guy, Taves.
Exactly. Like that starts with something that you don't see Devon Taves do very often.
Yeah.
So, but when it comes to their actual defensive zone coverage, they've been really good in the D zone, locking down in front of the net.
Yep.
And
agree.
Plenty of that credit is going to go to Brent Burns. That was a big thing that he needed to change, that he was brought in to help change. It's really good though. Like their suppression of the really good scoring chances has been really good.
Even through the middle of the slot, they've given up so much less so far this year, and obviously small sample size.
It's so encouraging.
Yeah,
I wish I had the heat map to show you, but if you go and you find the heat map, it's great. It's exactly what you're after.
Yep.
The entire blue line is bright red. Okay,
you can shoot from there. I don't care. Yeah,
have it. I don't mind. Georgiev's not in net anymore. That shot doesn't scare me now. It's all good. So I feel really good about the defense on the whole. I think Ilya Solovyov has a lot of growing into the job to do. I'm hopeful that they give him that chance.
Yeah.
Like let him play. Please don't play Jackashan very much. And that's not like I'm not a Jackashan hater. It's just he's so redundant to what they already have that I'm like at this point he's a bad version of Sam Girard, and that doesn't help you.
Yep. Especially for what you're going to be asking a bottom pairing to do.
I don't want to say bad.
He's a really good AHL version of Sam Girard.
Yeah, good way to put it. Thank you for bailing me out.
Thank you to Connor for becoming a member of the Supporters Club. If you want to become a member, support us a little bit, maybe give us a little extra love. It also gets you access to our behind-the-scenes content on YouTube and access to emojis, so you can throw up the Dr. Dubs emoji in the watch-alongs and on post games like we have people doing. The more of you that sign up, the more emojis we get. So we can get the Marty Party emoji rolling if enough of you become members of the Supporters Club, and a bunch of other ones on the table too. So consider supporting us that way. AJ already mentioned it. If you really want to support us, become a diehard over on the DNVR.com. You can read all of AJ's amazing pieces. His studs and duds are always fantastic. So go check those out. Always a good time, and get access to all of our written stuff, which there you go. Even more perks to the diehard. You get a free t-shirt with your membership. You get discounts at the bar. You get access to the Discord, which, by the way, if you want to get to know our newest member, Bailey Curtis, she's been popping off in the Discord a bunch lately. So you can go chat with her on there too. Great way to be.
And I'm a little nervous. She's hanging out in the Discord way more than I expected, and it's like
I've never even logged into the Discord.
They've been good. So Discord's been good so far. They haven't done anything too crazy just yet.
Luckily, there have been games to keep the pack animals distracted from trying to assuage their boredom with internet nonsense. But no, honestly, like it's a good community. It's a good group of people that just hang out and mostly talk hockey. You know, we try to curtail some of the other stuff, but mostly talk hockey. And it's a lot of stuff. It's not even just Avs. It's a really good bunch of junkies in there that just love hockey. So
yep,
love hanging out with them.
And if you love any other sports, we've got them all here in Denver. So go check out all of that.
And once you're subscribed to one, you're subscribed to all of them.
It's all combined. Easy. That easy. So go check it out. Getting back into the topics today, we do need to take another break in just a minute here, but I did want to ask AJ, and we've talked about this a lot, but it's going to continue to be a talking point because of Dave Hackstall, because of the way the power play went last season. How much longer are you okay with good process but no results for the power play?
For a while, as long as the process actually is good. Because like they scored a power play goal in their first 3 games, and the first 2 games their power play process was awful.
Yeah.
And we were all sitting here like, oh, I might light myself on fire in the middle of one of these games because I can't watch this anymore. Like it was bad. It didn't look good. And then the Dallas game, and again in Buffalo yesterday, the process was really good.
Yeah. The process in Buffalo was great, honestly.
If Nathan MacKinnon doesn't absolutely sail 2 one-timers, they probably have a power play goal, and he has his 10th hat trick of his career.
Yeah,
their process has been really good. This is something that I actually want to write about tomorrow on the off day.
There you go.
But their zone entries have been a lot more varied, and it's causing problems for teams. It's not okay, we're going to drop it back, and MacKinnon's going to come up by himself.
Yeah,
and all 4 guys are going to be like stationed around. They're having at least one other guy come up through the neutral zone with speed alongside him, and that is making he has
asking for that for 5 years,
multiple times. Well, let's be honest here. Mikko Rantanen was here, and he's not. This isn't what he does as well as what Necas does.
This is a perfect segue. I love that we're going here.
And Necas for the zone entry purposes is like the perfect tonic that ailed some of Colorado's power play issues last year.
Yep.
I know he was here at the end of last year, but now you have a coach that is actually utilizing him a little bit.
Yep.
They're stretching the sea legs a little and trying to see what they've got. So a lot of encouraging things have happened over the last 2 games.
Do you want to talk a little bit more about those entries and then get into the MacKinnon Necas conversation? But we do need to take our next break first. So let's jump in with our official betting partner and the official partner of the Colorado Avalanche in Bet365. You can jump in with Bet365 and get yourself a bunch of amazing deals, whether it be their boosted parlays, whether it be some of their early payout offers in the MLB, tons of other options too. When you sign up with code DNVR365 with a new account on the Bet365 app, you put in $10, you bet $5 on anything. You don't even have to win the bet. Win or lose that $5 bet, you'll get $200 in bonus bets to play with. Bonus bets, of course, can be used for spread totals, player props, futures, and more, whatever the moment. It's never ordinary at Bet365. And the cool part is with bonus bets, it's just free money, basically. If you hit them, great, you have free money. If you miss them, well, you didn't actually lose anything. They were just bonus bets. So Bet365 has you covered there. Go check it out. You can go get in. We always put our bets. I've been doing pretty good this year so far on the pregame picks. Haven't hit all of them, but I've definitely upped money this year on the pregame picks. So maybe follow my bets if you think I'm not an idiot, which sometimes I'm an idiot. And make your own bets then. Do it however you want to do it at Bet365. QR code on screen to download the app today. Again, remember to use the DNVR365 code. Must be 21 or older, physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER today. And if you make a little bit of extra money on Bet365, you're going to want to make sure you're managing that money the right way. And that's where Monarch Money comes into play. It's a great option to see all of your finances. You can put it all in one place. I know a lot of us have maybe an investments account, a banking account. Maybe you have a couple of different options that you're looking through. You can put all of that into Monarch Money and get all of it in one big picture. It's like a financial command center for everything you've got. So make sure you head over to Monarch Money. You don't need to track every dollar, but ignoring your finances entirely can certainly cost you, and Monarch Money will make sure you don't leave money on the table. When you're making good money, it's easy to get complacent. We promise you'll never need to touch a spreadsheet again. Monarch Money was named the best budgeting app of 2025 by the Wall Street Journal. It's also named the best app for couples by Forbes, and CNBC named it one of the top finance tech companies in the world. So jump in, go get yourself to monarchmoney.com. Don't let financial opportunity slip through your fingers. Use code DNVR at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with code DNVR. Third period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast.
I just want to say, if you use Monarch Money at some point, you have to tell them. Rudo told me to go make my own bets.
Yeah, facts.
It's good. You got
it's
me.
Your money.
You got me good.
It's your money. Do what you want with it. I did want to touch on the zone entry thing, but I do think this extends to 5-on-5 and the way the Avs play through the neutral zone as well. You've seen more activation from Cale Makar carrying that puck through the neutral zone and distributing to a Necas, or even with other pairings, a Landeskog or a MacKinnon. But maybe more importantly for me, and something that is unique to the combination of MacKinnon and Necas through the neutral zone, Necas' super high quality of zone entries and pace allows Nathan MacKinnon to get a little bit lost in transition in a good way. I mean this in a good way, where, okay, MacKinnon circles back, and all of a sudden, guys have to pick up Necas because he's flying into the zone. Guys have to pick up Makar because he's a super dangerous threat. And MacKinnon's having a much easier job of sneaking into the offensive zone and finding those soft spots on the ice away from the puck because of these setups that the Avs have. My question with that is, how long until teams start adjusting to that?
I don't know that you can. Because MacKinnon is so far back.
Yeah.
He's hanging back so far into the zone that you saw it again in the Buffalo game on the 4v4 goal.
Yep.
Which they treated their zone entry. They treated as a power play. They had the drop in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
It was Makar dropping it, and then MacKinnon found
Necas on the wall.
Like it was. And MacKinnon was so late coming into the zone that when you actually watch it, and again, not to keep promoting it, but go read Studs and Duds because I literally break this goal down. And the zone entry was my focus. So this just kind of accidentally ended up in my wheelhouse today. But you see MacKinnon is so far back.
Yeah.
He just gets to the blue line, and all four of the Sabres defenders they've checked, okay. Here I am. I don't remember which Sabres player it was, but he shoulder checked. He picked up MacKinnon. He knew where he was. But MacKinnon's movement...
He crosses over Necas on the backside of the blue line.
He goes... When he crosses over there, and he hands it off, when Necas hands it off to MacKinnon, Makar then takes where the spot where MacKinnon was.
Yep.
And the two defenders are now having to decide...
Yeah,
the ones that were marking Necas and MacKinnon.
Yeah,
you're having to decide. Okay, and what am I doing? So the guy that was covering Necas went with him, and that left the left side defenseman who was all the way back, who was 10 feet, 15 feet inside the blue line,
massively. Yeah,
He had to go diagonally across the zone to try and take that space away. So if Buffalo doesn't defend it that way. If the guy that ended up going with Necas,
then Makar's alone at the top of the point.
Makar's alone or Necas is alone on the back door.
Sure, yeah.
And you don't have a good answer to that.
Yeah.
And that's at 4v4.
Yeah, right.
They had the same number of players on the ice. But what we have seen is a number of zone entries that have allowed them to enter the zone with speed. Not just, oh, hey, we got into the zone. This has actually been the second power play unit's biggest problem, has been setting up, getting into the zone with possession. Because they don't have a Necas or a Makar or a MacKinnon to get them in the zone. Their options there are like, who exactly? Who do you want carrying the puck like that? There truly isn't an answer.
Yeah.
And
their best answer last game was just leave MacKinnon out there with Unit 2.
That's what they've done. That's the adjustment that they've made. And honestly, I'm like, this makes sense. I get it. It's fine. I really honestly don't have a bad
actually
feeling
thought
about
Unit 2 was quite good last game, to be honest. Olsen was ripping pucks. Their in-zone offense was good.
It's been pretty good the last two games. Again, it's been a tale of 4 games in. The first 2 games, bad. The last 2 games, really good.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. But with their zone entries, you mentioned that Makar had become a big part of it. He has, and giving him that freedom to, okay, well, they're waiting for me to drop it, and now I just see a crease here, so I'm just going to step into it. Now they have to defend me, or they're either dropping all the way back and abandoning the blue line because now Cale Makar's on top of them.
Yeah,
that's not a good thing. Or they're just letting Cale Makar be there and like, okay, we're going to live with the one and done as long as our goalie can stop the one, right? So some concerns there, and that variety of skill sets and the different looks that they've given is a major reason why I think that they've been so much better entering the zone. But then after that, they're just shooting.
Yep.
They're not looking for the absolute perfect play. They just see some opportunity. They say, they're just going to do it. Great. Please continue to do that. I pulled it up. These are all small sample sizes, so please keep that in mind. But their per 60 rates on the power play from the last 2 games would have them as a top 10, closer to a top 5 power play in terms of shot generation.
Yeah. That
seems like a good thing.
Well, and you look how they're built, and maybe they were always built this way, but they just didn't seem to have the health to have all of these guys in the lineup. You've created a team that should be monstrously good at finding those rebounds, hunting pucks. You have Gabe Landeskog as a big net front body. You have Val Nichushkin as a strong guy who can get to those dirty areas. Ross Colton has always had a nose for the puck in those dirty areas of the ice. You move to the top unit and you have guys like MacKinnon that can do that as well. It does feel like the Avs should have a team that is built to look, rebounds are weird. It's crazy stuff happens, but more often than they have in the past, that possession will continue following up on a shot with a rebound.
Yeah. I think that the adjustment that you might be willing to make here is swapping Nelson for Olofsson. You want the high-end shooter to drop to go up to your
Nelson
top
just
power play unit and
continues
have
to be
Nelson
awkward on that wing. They even like moved him to the bumper for half a power play the other night, and you're like, wow, this looks pretty good.
And look what happened. He got a great scoring chance. And it was like, oh, so he didn't score on it, so never do it again. Like that, it continues to drive me insane as somebody who watched a lot of Brock Nelson in New York.
Yeah.
He was really good in the bumper. He's not really good on the outside like that. That's not what he does. You don't want him ripping one-timers from that side, and he's not such a great playmaker. Like last year, Jonathan Drouin was a really good playmaker on that side, so the fact that he was no one-timer threat was fine because he could find the seams so well.
Had another option,
but with Nelson, it's like none of this plays into his skill set. You're just putting him there because you're really excited to have him, I guess. Like, what are you trying to accomplish? Like, it's frustrating because you're just not putting him in a position to be successful.
Yeah, I agree.
I want Victor Olofsson in that spot. Either put Brock Nelson in the bumper, or you put him on the second power play unit, where you should still put him in the bumper.
I think the reason, and I said this on the post-game show too, but just to reiterate, part of the reason you want Victor Olofsson there, not just because he does have a great shot, but just him being a shooting threat there stretches that penalty kill out even more when, you still have Necas and MacKinnon and Makar on that power play. So if you have to respect the shot on that opposite side, you're going to exhaust teams by all the ground that they have to cover between all of those guys.
Yeah, it's a true, like, what are you trying to take away?
Yeah.
Okay, you can live with certain things, right?
Yep.
Every penalty kill has to decide what they're comfortable giving up. But if you put Victor Olofsson over there and you try and collapse down on Nathan MacKinnon or Cale Makar, they are going to torch you.
Yep.
If you just let Victor Olofsson shoot, he's going to torch you.
Yep.
So what do you want to do? Like their best hope at that point is you want to play super aggressively and don't let them get set up. That's not a very good defense.
Nope.
Like
and they're going to beat you sometimes when you do that. Yeah.
A lot of hope. It's a lot of hope going into that strategy.
I do want to talk about the MacKinnon-Necas connection that we've seen. The same thing remains true if you've covered with many other topics on the show. First 2 games, mechanically not that good. Last 2 games, very good. They both have 8 points in 4 games. They're producing at an outrageous rate. A couple of years ago, I'd have been making jokes about how, 2 points per game, that's not sustainable. There's no chance, we're hoping they get to 100 points. But in the last couple of years, we've seen Nathan MacKinnon have a 140-point season. We've seen other players push towards that 2 point per game mark across the course of a season. Are these production rates at least in the realm of sustainability for the MacKinnon-Necas combo?
Not really. I mean, you know that the guys that are leading the league in scoring, like Nathan MacKinnon is shooting 26%, Marty Necas is shooting 33%. As a line with Arturi Lehkonen, they have an on-ice shooting percentage of 20%.
Totally
so
normal.
1 out of every 5 shots on goal has gone in while those guys have been on the ice. Like, that's not sustainable. If you know anything about PDO, you know that being right around 1,000 is where you want to be, and right now that line is at 1,200, which is hilariously astronomical. So we look at like a 1025 PDO and go, oh my God, what is that? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So for that to be 1,200, and again, this is what happens with small sample sizes. You get crazy numbers.
Yeah.
Fun with numbers at the beginning of the year when you have really small samples is hilarious. But you look at, like, those numbers are not going to sustain. They need to actually generate a little bit more. But you see the way that they're playing, and there's a lot of reason why you should believe that I would just say 100-point season for both players is not unrealistic. Right
I'm
now
good
they're
with
each on 164-point pace. So like, come on. But it would be it's insanely difficult to stay at 140-point pace.
Right. You need some big pop-offs to even get to that.
Right. Well, and you can't have lulls.
Yep.
There can't be 3 games with no points, like that's not something that you can do, which was a bit of an issue with Necas last year.
Yep.
What I do like out of Necas in particular is that, as we mentioned, the power play production is like kind of an ongoing thing.
Sure.
But last year, his even strength production in Colorado was something that I was real worried about.
What, 2 goals only?
Yeah, it was. He had in 30 games, he had 6 even strength goals.
Okay, not that bad, but still bad.
And 7 even strength assists.
So
he had
less
13,
than half a point per game. Yeah.
Right. And right now, so he had 13.
Yeah.
Even strength points
games.
in 30 games.
Yeah.
In four games this year, he has 5.
Pretty good.
So like, it's not like he's feasting on the power play here. They're producing at even strength. That's what really makes you. And the disallowed goal was an even strength goal. That's really what makes you feel like, oh man, this could be different for them because they're generating at a really high rate. Now, defensively, they're a nightmare. Okay.
We knew that going in, though.
They're a nightmare defensively. They are bad. And this is a major concern for me. Arturi Lehkonen cannot do all the heavy lifting of that line.
Yeah.
But they work so well offensively that I think you're at the point of just like, we're just going to live with whatever happens. Yeah. Whatever happens, we live with it. It's fine.
Yep.
Who cares?
That's where I'm at.
They do so much offensively that you just kind of shake it off and you're like, well, look what they do with the puck.
Yep. And
at the moment they've not gotten burned through 4 games. That line, while they have been on the ice, those three together, 45-58 of 5v5 time, 0 goals allowed. They've scored 5.
Yep. 5
so that's pretty good. Through 4 games, that's pretty good. And they've scored 2 power play goals. Like they're feeling good. But oof.
I do think it's something worth pointing out that we talked about the great chemistry we've seen through the neutral zone and how it's kind of unlocked this side of MacKinnon and a winger that we never really saw with with Rantanen and MacKinnon in that way.
Yeah.
But I do think it is worth noting that Marty Necas is a very, very good shooter.
Yeah.
Just go look at any of the goals he scored this year and you'll see that.
Yeah.
The Avs have to have a little bit of balance there where at times it felt like the Avs top line just refused to shoot the puck in opportunities where they should. And again, small sample size, 4 games in, but it feels like both MacKinnon and Necas are passing up on shooting opportunities less. Certainly at 5-on-5. Sometimes on the power play, I do think they continue to be a touch passive, not with their feet, but with their shot selection.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, both guys have passed up wide open looks in the middle of the ice on multiple occasions where you're just like, why? What are you looking for that isn't that shot? What are you trying to create, man? What is this?
But I do think having both of them with more of a shooter's mentality sets the Avs up for more success when it comes to the actual 5-on-5 production of that line. Now, Marty Necas is not going to continue to shoot 33% for the rest of the year. Nathan MacKinnon is going to reduce back down to his normal 11% shooting or whatever it is for his career. But I've come away with that line a lot less often so far this year of being like, wow, you created something really good and then you didn't even try and finish it.
Yeah.
As more feelings of they're shooting quality shots when they get the opportunity.
Yeah, and that makes it easier because they're creating a lot of quality shots.
True.
Like it makes it really easy for them to fire away, right? When they're getting really good looks more often than not. And I mean, I think Artturi Lekkonen's going to have a 25 goal season, and his average goal distance is going to be like 5 feet.
2 feet, dude.
Like that guy he's just setting up shop in the crease, like right around the net, and just waiting for those two to do what they got to do. And he's just going, all right, I'm just going to outwork guys for rebounds.
If he was a 5% better shooter, he'd already have 5 goals this year. I think in 3 of the 4 games, there's been a situation where Lecky shoots it right into a pad and he looks to the sky.
Yeah. And he's like, why? Why didn't you give me slightly better hands?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm one of the 150 best hockey players in the world, and you didn't do enough for me here. No, they really do create for each other in such a great way. I did find it funny. Toyota Chat mentions this, that MacKinnon was like, "Oh, without Lecky, our line doesn't do anything." So I went and looked just out of curiosity. They've only played 4 minutes and 52 seconds this year, Necas and MacKinnon, without Artturi Lekkonen. And that's specifically a 5v5, so that doesn't count 4v4. It doesn't count any overtime. Only 5v5. And it has not gone well.
Everybody needs an adult.
Yeah, it's gone very poorly. But again, it's 4 minutes and 52 seconds, so that it could easily just be like one really bad, like awkward, not quite finished change, like line change.
Sure, yeah.
They got stuck out there, like those types of things, they happen.
Yeah.
But it was funny to go and look and be like, oh, let's see, relative to what they do as a group, what happens without Lecky? 4 minutes and 52 seconds. Disaster.
So let's
talk true adult.
Let's talk about the other line that's supposed to be the adults in the Landy, Nelson, Nichushkin line. Nichushkin gets them on the board with that play with Makar that we talked about earlier. It is at least a point from your second line proper, right? The other point was Nelson on the power play, so that one didn't really count.
Yeah.
Where are you at with this line? Because that Buffalo game was weird to me. The first portion of that game, the second line was horrible. Like, truly their worst line through the first period or first period and a half of that game. But then in the third period, they started to figure it out, it felt like.
Yeah, they've had 2 games like that now where they started out poorly, but by the end of the game, they're rolling, right? Where you were like, oh, okay, here we go. This is great. Now, it's tough to judge too much of the Buffalo game. They only played 5 minutes together because the Nelson injury left for a while.
You got some Jack Drury shifts with them, yeah.
Exactly. So Nathan MacKinnon was out. Like, there was a rotation that was taking place. So it's tough to judge a lot from yesterday, but it's true. But I think some of this is on Jared Bednar. Some of this is on the coaching staff and the fact that they are trying to use this line
hard match defensive,
right? Like they have Sasha Barkov or Sebastian Aho at center, where Brock Nelson's not that. Like, he's a good player, but like a hardcore like shutdown defensive center, he is not. He never has been.
Yep.
What? Just because he's big and he skates well doesn't mean that the guy's a really, really good defensive center. He's not. He's fine. He's not bad. You're not looking at him going, oh my God, how could they do this? This isn't Chandler Stevenson territory. But to be used in that manner is really tough, I think.
Yeah.
Like, it's putting them in a really hard spot to create offense. But they've also created plenty of offense. It just hasn't gone in. Now, if that sounds familiar, it's the exact same story from the postseason series against Dallas. 5 games they played together. Their process rocked. They couldn't score.
They scored 1 goal?
At what point, yes, they scored 1 goal. That was Landy's awesome goal.
Yeah.
At what point are you saying, okay, these guys are big and they can run you over, and that's great, but they can't finish?
Yeah. You need a finisher at some point.
You're 4 games in. You have 2 assists from that line.
Yep.
One of them, as you mentioned, was on the power play, had nothing to do with it. And the other one is an absolute gift from Rasmus Dahlin and the aforementioned ultra pathetic defense from Dahlin and Byram.
Yep. Still executed well by Val. Give him some credit. But
totally. Don't earn that or earn the assist portion of it. But like, this isn't neither point that they have is one that you're looking at and saying, well, the trio
Right.
played really well. What they're doing, they make good individual plays throughout the game, but they're not playing good quality connected hockey.
And you compare that to a third line where we've seen multiple shifts of ridiculously good puck movement from a Colton, Drury, Olofsson line, even if they haven't necessarily produced off of it all that much more than the second line has. It does look more connected is a great word for it. It looks much more connected.
Yeah, well, you do. I mean, the contrast to the third line where they're not supposed to be scoring at a really high rate. That's your third line.
Right.
They get in. That third line has been a revelation. They've been really good together.
Agree.
But your second line your fourth line right now is kind of like this, like you have a pretend center and a guy that has just been so good in the preseason and first few games in Gavin Brindley that you just absolutely
can't take him out.
You don't want to do that because you're just like, I love this guy. This guy does everything that we want. We need to find a home for this guy, right? Like
we're like 4 more games from finding out if Gavin Brindley can play center.
No, I don't even know that you would do that. I think, Toyota Chad just mentioned, I don't know if it's true or not, but I wonder, do you consider some Gavin Brindley on the second line shifts at some point? Do you put them out there for, I don't care, Nichushkin or Landeskog? It doesn't bother me. Offensively, I think we've seen enough to be concerned about with Landy that you're like, putting him in this spot may not be great for him anymore. What do you do with him?
I know everyone's going to say, I don't want to break up the third line. You're talking about needing goal scoring on that second line. Do you not give Olofsson a little bit of reel there? Yeah. Then you can move Brindley up to the third line if you want to give him a little bit more.
Well, whoever you're taking off the second line has to go somewhere. You don't necessarily want to put Landeskog or Nichushkin on your fourth line, right?
That's true.
Just to like try some stuff out. You don't want to do that. So I think that they could easily justify like a Landeskog for Olofsson swap.
Okay, I'm down. I do think Olofsson has been very, very good in this regular season for the Avs, given the role that he's playing. So,
to be honest with you, I think all 3 guys on that third line.
I agree. Jack Drury's been awesome. Ross Colton's been really good. Of the question marks you had going into the season, the third line is maybe what you feel the best about. It's been really, really good.
And you're like, well, it's 4 games. We're going to overreact to this. How are we going to feel?
We'll give it another 4 games and we'll see. But
do you want some third line numbers? Just out of
pop
curiosity?
Off, yeah.
So 26 minutes and 1 second at 5v5 for that third line together. They're at 59% Corsi. They're at 65% shots for. They are at 55% expected goals, 64% scoring chances, and 62% high danger chances, and goals are 1-1.
As Charlie Sheen would say, winning.
That was the quote you decided to go with?
Yeah.
You didn't want to go with some Tiger Blood or whatever?
Bagging out 9-gram rocks because I could do that.
Oh, okay. I'm horrified. I'm horrified that you had that in the back of your brain. So you're looking now at your third line and you're saying, all right, it's not. I think one of the issues here with that third line is they're not giving it a lot of defensive zone starts.
For sure.
They're
they are sheltered.
Some.
Yeah.
They're giving it some. But some of the offensive zone starts that those guys are getting, you would really like to see going to the second line.
Balance
because
a little bit for sure.
Part of what you love about the success of that third line is that they are taking on hard matchups. They've played a lot of top 6 lines. It's not like they're going against the bums at the bottom of these forward cores. They're taking on real matchups. Some of that is, they've played a couple of road games and teams are trying to put their guys out against them, and finding that success is really, really encouraging. But I think that Eric might have made a really, really smart business decision when he became Jack Drury's shadow agent in the offseason, because Jack Drury looks really good, man. He looks really good.
He looks great.
Eric wants that 2%.
On a pure technicality, the Avs are technically the top team in the NHL right now. They have the most points. They were also tied for the most games played, so keep that in mind. But
That was obviously a joke, guys. Don't take the air horn too seriously.
But of the teams with 4 games played,
yep,
they've done better than all of them. So
they're 1 point ahead of Florida. So getting that game to overtime made a difference. Maybe who's to say? Obviously, we're not reading too much into this. The statistics are what we have to work with, and that is worth something. But you really don't start taking any numbers super seriously before 10, 15 games into the season, right?
You do also love that they are tied for first in goal differential.
True.
So that's nice. But again, we're 4 games in.
Keep giving up 1 goal a game for the rest of the season, and we're good to go. That would be just fine.
A lot of success awaits you.
Any final thoughts before we get out of here, AJ?
No. I feel great about it. I feel great about the start of the year. It's been a lot of fun.
The vibes are immaculate in Avalanche O-Sphere right now. We are out of here for the day. We appreciate y'all. We're off tomorrow, but we'll be back Thursday for game day. In the meantime, go read AJ's pieces. Go check out my video review of the last game. We appreciate y'all. This has been the DNVR Avalanche podcast presented by Bet365, and we will see you Thursday.
We all silly like the mayor.